Scratch that. Sometimes my show is even a little gay. Hi, I'm Chef Scott and welcome to Berkeley Adult School's Sheltering in Place cooking lessons. This takes the place of our normal career technical education and culinary class. Everybody online is baking bread, I've read. The stores are empty of bread and yeast, but if you're one of the ones who managed to get some flour, this is one of the best breads you'll ever eat and one of the easiest to make. Sullivan Bakery in New York is the one who created it, and I just wanted to show it to you right now. Take 3 cups of all-purpose or bread flour, your choice, use what you have, and let's use a 1/4 teaspoon of instant yeast, and we're going to just add it to the flour. Let's add 1 1¼ teaspoons of kosher salt. There's 1 1/4. Let's just mix them up a little bit with this wooden spoon. We're almost done with the prep. I'm going to ask you to please read this entire recipe carefully before you get started, because as simple as this is, 1½ cups of water, 3 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of yeast, and 1 1/4 teaspoons of flour. As simple as this is, you are going to need to put some effort into this also. So right now it's 8 o'clock at night, and I'm making it now because it needs to rise for 12 hours in a nice, warm, room temperature place. Almost done. There's no kneading. This is a famous no-knead bread. No kneading whatsoever. Let's take some olive oil, just a little bit, and we're going to brush a clean bowl. It does not have to be glass. It can be a metal bowl. It could be a ceramic bowl. It could be a saucepan for all I care. Whatever you have, just make sure it's well oiled. Let's just give this a few more seconds. And the reason why you don't have to knead this bread is because you give it such a long rise time. So let's put it right in here. Good. And now, plastic wrap. Cover it. If you think that the dough is going to rise and hit the plastic, you might want to oil the top of the dough so it won't stick. In this case, it won't get that high. That's it. We're putting it away, and I will be back in 12 hours. Look at this fabulous bread dough after just 12 hours of sitting there and almost no work, including, of course, no kneading. So let's take a little bit of flour and put it on our surface. Now we're going to, this is a very wet dough, very, very wet. You can see how wet it is. We're just going to put it on the floured surface. And remember, I did tell you you should be reading these directions absolutely carefully. 3. Okay, it helps to have a bench scraper or a dough scraper for this, but what you want to do is on that flour board, just kind of push it together a little bit, and you're going to let it just rest for about 15 minutes. We're going to go to the next step after that. Well, our bread dough has rested 15 minutes. You need a nice clean towel. And you want to make sure it's not like terry cloth where pieces of the towel can stick to the bread. Look at this, it's a beautiful cotton towel here. And I'm going to use cornmeal and also some flour, but you could just use flour if you don't have cornmeal. Just cover the bottom with, this is going to keep it from sticking to the towel. And let's just take this and put it right there in the middle. Then I'm going to make sure that there's a fair amount, a little bit of cornmeal and a fair amount of flour on top, because you don't want it to stick to the cotton towel. And I'm just going to, for the next 2 hours, I'm just going to leave it right here where it's going to grow and expand. Then we're going to bake it. So let me summarize what we've done. We went ahead and spent about 2 minutes making the dough last night at 8 p.m. This morning at 8 a.m. I took the dough out of the bowl and I let it rest on the table for about 15 minutes. I made it into a circle, into kind of a ball, and I put it in the cornmeal and flour coated towel. And that's all we're doing right now. I'll see you soon.
Run.
We're not really ready yet to put the bread in the oven, but I wanted to show you this very important step. This is an oven-proof pan, right? And you're going to need one. It doesn't matter whether it's a ceramic one, it doesn't matter if it's stainless steel like this, but you want it to be an oven-proof pan with a lid. I'm now going to preheat the oven to 450 degrees with the pan in it, not with the lid. Just with the pan in the hot oven. We want to heat the pan up for 30 minutes before we put our dough in. Let's take a look and see how it's doing. It still has about another half an hour or so, but you can see that it actually looks really quite lovely. At some point, we are going to take this, put it in the hot pan, put the lid on it, and bake it. So that's when I will see you again.
One.
Oh, the bread is out of the oven. Come closer, Craig. Let's take a look. There it is, completely baked. It's looking beautiful. I'm going to remember how hot this is, 450 degrees. Let's take it out. And let's take a look at it. And there we have the whole thing. You can come here closer so you can hear this. Did you hear that? Look how crunchy, and it's just this thin, fabulous crust. You're going to let it cool for about a half an hour, and then you're going to taste it. Well, there's nothing left of the bread almost, but I did want to try it in front of you. It's amazing. See you later.